asserting the right for members to elect directly onto the board is taken, and how does the Act address that, and how does the FSCA address that? Thank you. Emmanuel, if I haven't captured that other question properly, please do expand on it. Thank you.
I will do.
Thank you, Taki. Perhaps the one section that I did not find time to deal with was section 7B, which deals with exemptions from the requirement of the 50% representation on the board. And umbrella funds and annuity, retirement annuity funds are specifically mentioned there as funds in respect of which an exemption may be given, that there may be no member representation, and that is for considerations of practicality, given the sheer sweep and scope of umbrella funds and the geographical reach and the numerous employers that participate in there. So that exemption used to be, I think, limited to, under guidance notice 4, I think, to a 3-year period, and now it is indefinite. So if the exemption is granted to the fund, as the Act says, it may be on the discretion of the authority. There's no way you can do it. And what you have there is independent trustees under guidance notice 4, I think, who must form 50% of that board and have requirements of fitness and propriety, which I think is more stringent and more pronounced than normal board members in occupational funds. So if in the opinion of or at the discretion of the regulator, that exemption is granted, there's nothing that members can do, in my view. And I'm sure Zarina will add where I've left out something. Thank you, Taki.
Thank you, Tando, and Taki. Zarina, if you would like to also just
yes, so I also just wanted to say that just touching on Tando's point, so that is currently the approach that is being taken. But as I think some of the colleagues even on the line will know, this matter is under consideration by National Treasury, and there is ongoing engagements on member representation in umbrella funds. So sorry, I couldn't remember whether it was Reggie or Lazarus who raised that point, Sancha, but it is a matter that is receiving attention. So I think, just keep your eyes and eyes open and ears to the ground, because there'll be further, I think, documents prepared on it, where you could give input in respect thereof, even though I think either Reggie or Lazarus spoke about employer representation and not so much member representation, but I think it will be applicable particularly in respect of member representation on these umbrella funds. Sancha, I don't know how you're going to deal with it. I do see there are more questions, but we are running out of time. So I'm not sure how you want to progress. Are you taking the last question, or are we going to wrap up? Thank you.
Hi, Zarina. I think I'll take the last two, which is Lazarus and Ramatu Monyokolo. I just want to see if I can reach Lazarus again. Lazarus, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, no, so I have that. Thank you. Yeah, I was saying my question relates to section 12.2, which regulates the period within which a rule amendment must be submitted. I was saying that normally you will submit an original rule amendment and your office will raise queries, and some of those queries will necessitate submission of a replacement rule amendment. What normally happens is that there is a follow-up query that will say that the replacement rule amendment does not comply with section 12.2, which then means that when you submit a replacement rule amendment, it appears as if you are expected to change the date of the original resolution, which I find it a bit awkward because the date on which a decision or a resolution would have been taken to amend the rules will not change. What happens is that when you submit the replacement page, it's basically a response, to the queries that would have been raised on the original rule amendment. So my view is that, that date should not change. It should remain as is because it's not a new submission. It's just a replacement rule amendment. So I'm not sure why is it a requirement that you need to change because, as I'm saying, the date on which a resolution would have been taken to amend the rules is going to remain the same. You're not making a new submission. You're just submitting a replacement rule amendment.
Thank you, Lazarus, for that question. Johan, if you would like to respond to that question.
Yeah, thank you, Lazarus. The thing is, it depends on if we raise queries and the queries necessitate another board meeting to discuss that changes. A new amendment will be submitted. The thing is, 12.2 states that it's taken on the date of resolution or the date it's been adopted. So most of the amendments being submitted these days will reflect the original resolution date, the first meeting, but it was signed, say for instance, yesterday and then submitted to us. Then it complies with 12.2. I know replacement pages where it's just initial could be an issue because it could be that it takes longer to sign and submit to us. But we usually prefer that all documentation submitted to us comply with that 12.2 Section 12.2 of the Act. It's just to make sure that things are submitted to us duly for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that feedback, Johan. I'm just going to allow Mr. Monyokolo's mic. If you could unmute yourself, and this will be our last question. Mr. Amonyokolo, if you could please unmute yourself. Okay, I think we might have lost him. Okay, and that brings us to the end of today's session. I just want to really thank everyone for attending and participating in this session. And I really do want to apologize that the agenda was not updated on the invitation. The updated agenda was sent in that last communication, but it wasn't updated on the invitation, and I really do apologize for that. I will now just hand over to Zarina Kamruddin to close the session for us. Thank you.
So again, to echo Sancha's sentiments, I just wanted to say thank you very much to the presenters for their hard work and for making it a very interesting session, as well as the moderators who I think really did a brilliant job of making it quite a lively and interactive session. And Sancha, thank you particularly to you as well for doing all the, organizing of this meeting and all your hard work facilitating the session. And of course, most of all, I'd like to thank the trustees and the principal officers who availed themselves at relatively short notice to attend the session. I hope that you found it as riveting as we did. So thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So on that note, have a wonderful day further, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you.